Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headaches stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's.
This was the position of True Crime Rocket Science as published on March 9th, 2019, and this was immediately following the second confession. In fact, the position of True Crime Rocket Science predated this particular date, but it was nevertheless a statement of intent for that particular date. In other words, after the second confession, it was just made explicit that the position of True Crime Rocket Science basically remained the way it had prior. We are now at the third confession, and we now 6 months and 10 days after this particular statement was made, and the statement still remains the same as it did on March 9th, and as it was explicated in the various narratives. So just to be explicit, I'm going to read the statement that was posted on March 9th. The position of True Crime Rocket Science, and in future I will just refer to it as TCRS, remains that the children were murdered at home prior to the arrival of their mother, which was originally scheduled to be 3 hours earlier than she did arrive, which also necessitated the immediate execution of Shanann the moment she arrived. The children were killed first and then Shanann, not the other way round. The position of TCRS also remains that the children were sedated, overdosed or poisoned, and that there was no please daddy or any other kind of talking or crying in the home, just as there was no talking or intimacy with Shanann prior to her murder. Admittedly, there is no chemical or autopsy evidence to prove the contention of sedation, besides the fact that the basement had containers, floor to ceiling, filled with powerful sedative medication, and that Shanann and her husband both worked in jobs on a daily basis that had to do with chemicals, arguably toxic in both cases. We also have the tiniest thread indicating Watts searched oxycodone 80 milligrams and subsequently deleted the search, so we can't be sure when he searched. What we can be sure of is that oxycodone can also be used as a murder weapon, and far more effectively than a blanket, because it is a silent and soft kill. These words are underlined. OxyContin, another name for oxycodone, killed 200 Americans daily, so to use it as a murder weapon would make sense, especially if it is already in the home. The words already in the home are underlined. If there is negligible forensic evidence to prove the TCRS theory, then neither is there evidence, fibers or otherwise, to prove Watts's contention of in situ random impulsive smothering at Survey 319. The blanket as imputed murder weapon for both children has also disappeared, so it's impossible to verify Watts's claims. And that's the point. There is no evidence to confirm his scenario, so we have to make up our own minds what makes sense and how it lines up with his introverted, cowardly, sly, two-faced and face-saving personality. The words, "there is no evidence to confirm his scenario," are highlighted in red. One thing we know with certainty is Watts googled oxycodone prior to the murders. We don't know whether he googled smothering. So which has more objective proof behind it?